Hi, I'm Lan, a mom of a 12-year-old boy. It's 6:40 in the morning. The city is already awake. Looking out the window, I noticed an elderly woman collecting recyclables below our apartment. Meanwhile, it's time for me to start the day and get breakfast ready before my son wakes up. After a quick wash, I headed to the kitchen. Before breakfast could begin, I needed to gather a few ingredients. Breakfast was simple this morning. I was making tomato and egg soup with wonton wrappers. Rather than wrapping them around the filling, I cooked the wrappers directly in the soup, almost like noodles. While the water was heating up, I washed the tomatoes and eggs. Before the water reached a full boil, I cut the wonton wrappers into small pieces and diced the tomatoes to make the soup quicker and easier to cook. After adding the tomatoes to the pot, I let them cook for a few minutes. While breakfast was coming together, it was time to wake my son up for school. Next, I whisked the eggs and snipped some green onions with kitchen scissors. One of the little shortcuts I often use in the kitchen. Once the tomatoes had softened, I seasoned the soup and started adding the wonton wrappers a little at a time. To keep them from sticking together, I gently stirred the pot as they cooked. By this time, my son was finally awake. While I was busy in the kitchen, he was taking his time getting ready for the day. Before anything else, he made sure to reward our puppy for using his little toilet. After that, he stretched a little and slowly started waking up. A few minutes later, he settled into a chair in the living room and called our puppy over for some morning cuddles. With the eggs and green onions added, the tomato and egg soup with wonton wrappers was finally ready. I brought it to the table first, but breakfast wasn't quite finished yet. I still wanted to make a simple sweet treat to go with it. Since lychees are in season right now, I peeled a few fresh ones and mixed them with milk, sweet fermented rice, and a little jasmine tea. It was a simple seasonal dessert and one of my favorite ways to enjoy fresh lychees in summer. By then, everything was ready. We sat down together and enjoyed a quiet breakfast before school. As my son and I chatted over breakfast, our puppy started voicing his opinion. Apparently, we were taking too long to serve his breakfast. After breakfast, our puppy refused to leave the kitchen. He knew his meal was coming. He just didn't understand why it was taking so long. With school time getting closer, there was still plenty to do. I cleared the dishes, got my son's school uniform ready, and quickly changed into my own clothes. My son was still sitting on the edge of his bed, slowly putting on his socks. Meanwhile, I topped up his water bottle and gave his glasses a quick clean before school. After all that waiting, his patience was finally rewarded. By then, it was almost 8:15. I had already started worrying about the time, but my son seemed completely relaxed as he sat by the door, putting on his shoes. By the time we finally left, I was starting to worry about the time. My son, on the other hand, seemed completely relaxed, sitting in the car and playing with his smartwatch. Watching him walk through the school gate, I finally felt a little more relaxed. Another busy school morning was over, and the rest of the day could finally begin.